Hi and welcome back. In today's video, we are talking once more to Dr. Nick Mohindra, who is the inventor of the Oralift. If you're not familiar with the Oralift, I have made quite a few videos on this little guy. I will link them all down below. In one of those videos, I show you my before and after pictures after using this mouthguard looking like device for just 4 months. And the difference is incredible. I have gotten such amazing benefits from using this, and I know many of you have as well. In today's video, Dr. Nick is going to talk about a new study he recently did using the Oralift and its effect on skin elasticity as well as wrinkles. And the study is quite promising. We will also talk about the general benefits of using the Oralift as well as the benefits for men, because that is a question I get quite frequently. Can men use the Oralift? My husband actually used it for 4 months, and we will look at his before and after pictures. We will also talk about how to use this, which is very easy, and there will be a sale. So without further ado, let's talk to Dr. Nick.
Hello, Dr. Nick. Thank you so much for being with us again.
Thank you, Claudia. Lovely to be here again.
Now, Dr. Nick, you said you just did a study with the Oralift. Tell us a little bit about that.
This was a small study where we had 20 people trying Oralift. And basically the study was just designed to see what effect it had on facial skin. As you know, Oralift can affect so many things like posture, muscles and everything, but this study was just to study the effect on the skin. And I know Oralift works very quickly, and you can sometimes see results even in 10 minutes of wearing the Oralift. So in the study, we looked at the results after 10 minutes and after 2 weeks. And the person in charge of the study, he was really quite impressed that after 2 weeks, he saw a reduction in wrinkles of 12.5% and improvement in the elasticity of the skin up to about 20%.
In 2 weeks?
That's right.
Wow.
So what he wants to, well, what I would like to do is, as he says, he'd love to understand the physiology that is taking place behind the use of Oralift. How can it work so quickly and what is happening? And that is really a door that we need to open, but it needs a much bigger study and a lot of money.
Now, you said this was a small study. It had 20 subjects. It obviously wasn't a double-blind, placebo-controlled study, but that's quite promising. In 2 weeks, you saw that much reduction in wrinkles and improvement in elasticity.
You know, in scientific trials, there's a pyramid of what is regarded as the ultimate. But this is the starting point. You know, this is not at the ultimate aim of what the scientific evidence. So but it's a good starting point.
Yes, and obviously we have each of your customers is a study of one, and we see the before and afters.
Yes.
I have seen incredible benefits from it. Now, aside from the benefits you just mentioned, seen in the study, reduction in wrinkles and improvement of elasticity, you mentioned posture can be improved. Tell us what else, because I get this question quite a bit. What else can be improved by wearing the Oralift?
I think the posture is something that is really very, very interesting because, again, within 10 minutes, the posture starts to change. The head starts to go back onto the shoulders go back, and then further down, you see the tummy going in. In fact, I had a South African TV presenter when I was in practice, and she'd lost a lot of weight and her face had got very drawn looking. And she said, you know what Oralift has done? It's given me back the volume on my face, which I'd lost through weight loss. But she says, the other thing I'd suffered was, because she's a TV presenter, posture and everything is very important. And she says, my breasts were very sagging, and now they have been uplifted. And that's when I started to realize the posture was not just affecting the head, but the whole body, the tummy going in, the shoulders going back, it does affect the whole posture. And I think that affecting the posture will also increase the blood flow to our brain, so the brain can, but all these things need to be researched. So I'm not claiming these. What we're claiming is the effect on the face, but these are new doors that need to be opened and researched.
Mm-hmm. What I have noticed, so we will talk about at the end how to wear the Oralift, because I get that question quite a bit too. But what I have noticed, I was on my 4 months break and I just started wearing it again the day before yesterday.
Right.
And it was a bit challenging because I had a lot of stress and I could feel that I was holding tension. I still have my freeway space, but I was holding a bit more tension. But after wearing it for an hour, I felt like a different person. My face felt different. I felt different. I feel wearing it is so relaxing, because for me, and I've talked about that before, when I'm stressed, my first response is to clench my teeth and to tighten everything up. And so this is a good reminder of, no, don't do that. And it translates to the rest of the body. So after an hour of wearing this, it was like I had a massage or went to a spa. It was really incredible how much it affects not just my face and the structure of my face, but my whole being.
I'll tell you a personal story. When I was in practice, we used to have inspectors who used to come in and check your practice to make sure you were following the right regulations. And it's quite a nervous procedure because they come and look at everything. And I remember I was really nervous about this inspector coming. So what do? Put my Oralift in before he comes, just to relax the body, you know? And yes, you're right. It just does relax not just the facial muscles, but right throughout the body. Yeah.
Now, one question I get quite frequently is, can men wear the Oralift as well? And if so, what benefits can they expect? And my husband actually was kind enough to be our guinea pig. So we're going to look at my husband's before and after pictures in a moment. But tell us really quickly, can men expect other benefits?
No, I think men will expect the same benefits, but some men want to have a square jaw because they think that looks very masculine. Then really they need to do these chewing exercises which will make their masseters really strong and give them this. Our bodies try to restore everything to the golden proportion. And if that is a problem, then you shouldn't use an Oralift, you know. But otherwise, the benefits, the anti-aging benefits, the benefits of the posture, increased blood flow to the head and neck, memory, everything else, same results, really.
Now, what you just talked about, the body wants to restore back to basically what our face used to look like. That is that triangle of use. So it's a little bit wider here and then it tapers down here, versus as we get older, and I will put my before and after pictures right here so we can see, I was getting very square.
Yes.
And now the Oralift gave me this triangle of use. But like you said, some men want that strong jaw, so they shouldn't wear the Oralift if that's what they want.
Well, no, but they'll miss out on the anti-aging effects. And all they have to do is only wear it for very short periods, you know, because as we know, Oralift starts to work as soon as you start wearing it. Within 10 minutes, there's increased blood flow to the facial muscles and to the head and neck. So if they are really concerned and they want a very square jaw, they should use Oralift for very limited time only for about 10 minutes at a time or something like that.
Now, you are a great example of a man using the Oralift. I mean, you look incredible. You're very hard to guess how old you are, but you look very useful, and I'm sure that is partially due to the Oralift.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. It's partly due to Oralift, also perhaps genes as well. You know, they play a part too. You can't isolate aging to just one thing.
Of course.
There are lots of factors involved, you know.
Yes, of course. Now, we talked about my husband. He was the guinea pig for us and he wore the Oralift for 4 months. I have to say he wasn't that diligent. I had to remind him quite a bit. In the beginning, I had to remind him quite a bit. And then I think he noticed that he actually liked wearing it, and then he wore it on his own. But because he's very busy, he only was able to wear it at night. But even with that, just 1 hour every third day for 4 months, we saw some really good benefits. So let's go over his before and afters and let's see what we're seeing there.
Lovely. Let's have a look at his pictures. The one thing that I noticed straight away is how youthful the face is looking. Suddenly, he doesn't look tired. He looks refreshed. His eyes look brighter. And we were talking about the triangle of youth. And you can see how the cheeks have lifted up. The lips are slightly not as wide. The nose is also a little bit narrower. And the skin looks better. The lines on the forehead look much better too. There's quite a lot of things going on, subtle, but in every aspect of the face.
You said subtle. My husband is still quite young. He's only 39 years old. So I think as he continues to wear this, he's going to see quite great benefits.
That's right. As you get older, then he will start to realize it. But again, if you look at the two pictures, this is what I used to say to my patients before I start to realize what was happening on the face. And I used to say to them, just look at the two pictures and just say to yourself, which one looks better to you? Invariably, you're going to like the one that's after that. You're going to say, oh, that picture looks a little bit better. And then you start to analyze and see, why does that picture look better? And that's how I started to learn about faces,
Mm-hmm.
And definitely the before and after 4 months, to me, there's no two doubts, the after picture looks much better. Now, if you look at his posture, you'll see how his shoulders sort of have gone back a little. And the head is slightly further back as well on the shoulders. And that posture is being affected right up to the hips and up to the feet as well. If you look at the side views of not the whole body, just look at the head, then you'll see the effect on the neck. These muscles underneath the neck also tighten up. So the jawline becomes a lot firmer, and this area becomes much firmer as well. And you can see that in the side view. And I've seen this quite a lot nowadays, how the neck starts to firm up. This used to worry me when I was doing the dental facelift procedure, because if your posture improves, especially in very older people, 60, 70, their muscles and skin are much more lax. So if the posture improves, this can sometimes look worse. Mm-hmm. And I said, would this happen with Oralift? No. It seems to be the opposite. With Oralift, even in older people, this gets sometimes not as good as the result that we are seeing here, but it does improve. And that's the beautiful thing about Oralift, is everyone's an individual and everyone does respond in their own way.
Yeah, definitely. Now, my husband is actually saying, I don't see any changes, because he looks in the mirror, and I had that same experience, because you see that the changes are so gradual over the 4 months that you wear it. And I looked in the mirror and I thought, I don't see any changes. Did I waste my time? And then I looked at the before and after pictures and I went, wow. So that is something I think we need to keep in mind too. If we wear this, it's really good to take the before and after pictures.
I think that is essential, Claudia. That is very essential. I learned this very early in my career when I started doing Oralift. A patient would come back. I'd say to them, have you noticed any changes? No, nothing very much happened, I'd venture them their before and afters. And then they'd say, wow, I didn't realize that, Yeah. And it is important to take good pictures. At the moment, that's the only way we can judge. In future, there'll be other ways. But at the moment, pictures are essential.
Yeah, to see the superficial changes. The change I noticed was that I don't grind my teeth anymore. And that's huge, because I have worn down my teeth so badly. If I had this 20 years ago, I could have saved a lot of dental work. But the superficial changes, it's really good to take the pictures, because otherwise we just think we don't see changes when they're really there.
That's right.
Let's talk really quickly about how to wear this correctly, because I get questions about this all the time. So you tell us how to wear the Oralift correctly.
There isn't a simple answer. What we have done is we have given a guideline. The guideline is so that everyone can get good results with Oralift. So the guideline says, start off 5 minutes to test the state of your muscles, 2 days rest, and then you start off with 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening. and then you gradually double that up till your maximum of 1 hour. After 2 months of using the small appliance, the 3 millimeter, you go on to the 5 millimeter, and then you use that for another 2 months. So after the first 4 months, we hope your muscles, they'll be in a healthy state. And after that, you just need to wear it for 2 months, 4 months rest, 2 months, wear it, 4 months rest, and so on. Now, the important thing to realize is this is not a rigid program that must be followed. You can change it, and as long as you monitor the results, and if you can't see the results, we are always there to help, because as I said, when I first started looking at the pictures, it took me a while before I realized what the changes were. So the program can be very flexible. You can wear it just twice a week. You can wear it once a day, every third day. But the important thing is just take some pictures at least once a month, if possible, every 2 weeks. The app will allow you to do that, and just monitor the changes.
Mm-hmm. So just to sum it up, so I have the 5 millimeter right here. The package comes with a 3 and a 5 millimeter.
Yeah.
When this comes, you have to mold it to your teeth, which is quite easy. Many people are a little bit scared about that, but it's quite easy. Right. Then you put it in your mouth like so.
Yeah.
And that's all you do. You wear it, you start with a 3 millimeter, you wear that every third day.
Yeah.
Eventually an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening, and then after 2 months you go to the 5 millimeter. You do the same thing. Then you take a 4 months break, and then you do it for 2 months, but you start with the 5 millimeter after those 2 months, correct?
That's right. You just start off from where you left off.
Yeah. So I just restarted again, and I started with the 5 millimeter. And the first 5 minutes, I thought, oh, I don't know, that's a little tight. And then my muscles remembered and they let go. Now, you said the program is quite flexible. I actually wore it for an hour and a half every evening rather than an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. But I have a lot of people ask me, can I just wear it every day and get better results?
The thinking behind that is, it is possible. Mm-hmm. The thinking behind it is that muscles, when worked, whether it's through exercise or through the process of adaptation, which is taking place with Oralift, they do need to have a little bit of rest. Now, what does that little bit of rest mean? 2 days rest, 3 days rest, 1 day's rest? Again, it'll depend on the individual. So if you feel you want to wear it every day, again, monitor it. Make sure you are not getting signs of overuse. And if you aren't getting signs of overuse and you're seeing positive results, yes, it'll work for you. So it can be individualized, but we can't advocate that because the program that I've seen working over the last 20 years has been this program.
What signs of overuse are people looking for?
Well, the first major sign of overuse is anything that gives you pain. So if you've got joint pain, muscle pain, headaches, anything like that, that's a sign of overuse. The other sign of overuse is how your skin responds. Your muscles respond very quickly, but the skin can take a little bit longer. So if you're straining when you're wearing the appliance and doing that, your wrinkles may look worse. If they do, you know you've done too much, just slow down. So really, pain and your skin looking worse, anything that you don't like that is happening, regard that as a sign of overuse.
And just back off with the way. I mean, in a way, it's really incredible that 1 or 2 hours every third day wearing this, just putting in your mouth and going on with your life can give such incredible results, and that we don't have to wear it every day. That's pretty incredible.
Exactly. One of the users recently wrote, and she said, after every 4 months, it's like opening this lovely present, she said, and
yeah. I was looking forward to reusing it again because I love using it. Like I said, it makes me so relaxed. So I was really looking forward to my break being over and using it again. Now, Dr. Mohindra, you said you're going to have a sale. Let's talk about that really fast.
Yes, we are having a sale which will be from the 2nd of September to the 9th of September, end of summer sale. And we'll be giving 15% discount to anyone buying in the sale. But of course, if they use your coupon as well, they'll get an extra 10%. So hopefully people will take advantage of that. You know, we all like a bargain. I buy CSA, I buy shirts, and I won't buy a shirt unless it's in a sale, you know. So
of course.
That's human nature.
I will link it down below, and I will also link my discount code down below.
Lovely.
Thank you so much for doing this sale, because I know we are talking about the superficial benefits of this, but I have gotten quite a few emails from subscribers telling me that they also had other benefits, such as their migraines have stopped, or like me, I stopped grinding my teeth, which is huge. So it can be something that can be so helpful to a lot of people, not just for the superficial benefits, but for the health benefits as well. So thank you for doing that sale.
Lovely, you're welcome.
Is there anything else you would like to tell us about the Oralift, or anything else you'd like to talk about?
Well, you know, with Oralift, we are learning all the time, you know, all the time we are learning, and the benefits keep on growing. And the more we learn, as I say to people, please, if you notice anything unusual, please report to us, because that'll help us in our future research.
Yes, and if people have any questions, they can always reach out to you as well.
That's right. And you know, nowadays we give Zoom support as well. So they can either email us any queries, questions they have, but also on a Monday at 5 o'clock, they can Zoom in and talk to Sue, who'll answer and look at their problems.
That's great. That's great to know.
Good.
I will put that down below as well. Thank you so much for being here again, Dr. Nick, and thank you so much for inventing this little guy.
Thank you, Claudia, for inviting me.